microwave, we can use the laser beams. Instead of microwave, we can put it laser. Laser, when they discovered the laser, they understand the laser is going straight, doesn't omit it, doesn't deviate it, and that's why you can use the laser very, very sharply in the measuring the medicine. And also they put the laser instead of the measuring system, and there is a laser beam, there is a wire, and there is a recorder, there is a detector, there is a light, and there is a ruler. All of them is gathered in one very, very neat wire. Because all of them is very, very produced, very neat, very small, and all of them is only gathered in one wire. And they can put it in everywhere, every place, and they can measure the flow of that point. And also they can send it to your body, and also they can send it, because there is a two wires that can move this one and to this side. And you can move it up to coronary artery and up to every part you need. And that's why that cath lab, they say the catheterization laboratory that they make, they measure the blood flow in each part of your body. They can measure blood flow in each part of the body. Then there is a Doppler fluorometer, which they say there is a fluorometer in there. And this is the Doppler laser fluorometer. We see that. And also, okay. Now, let's talk about the pressure. We talked about the flu. Now we said that we have three components: flu, pressure, resistance. Flu, pressure, resistance. We talked about the flu, the affecting things like the flu. Now we can talk about the pressure. What is the pressure? Pressure, it is the definition of the pressure. In induction, the power of the production flew by air. We have two kinds of the pressure. We have two kinds of the pressure. One is static pressure, two dynamic pressure. A static pressure is the pressure of the existing. Please pay attention. The static pressure is the pressure of the being. Everybody which exists, you have the static pressure, I have the static pressure, your pen have the static pressure, mountains have the static pressure, everything have static pressure.
Is that static pressure we can say that the difference between the in pressure and the out pressure?
No. A static pressure is the basic of the dynamic pressure act on that. A static pressure is pressure of the being. Being.
Yeah.
Everything that is being have the static pressure.
Yeah.
I have glasses on, this is the static pressure, and the static pressure, my watch has the static pressure, myself have the static pressure. Everything that you see that exists in here have a static pressure. The static pressure is rho GH. Rho is special gravity, G is gravity, S is height. Therefore, the existence of the water in the jar, in the jar, have the static pressure. The water in here have the same of the static pressure. But we can say we can nominate other name to this. Instead of the static pressure, we can say feeling pressure. feeling pressure that fulfill this water in here, okay? If you want, this is the static pressure of it. If you want to increase this static pressure, what can we do? We want to increase the static pressure of this water.
Decrease the level of the
Two ways. We can add some water to increase the static pressure with increase because there is a pressure of the water in it. Other things that we can increase the height because the gravity, we cannot change the special way. The only thing that we can do is to increase this static pressure is increasing the height. Well, how can we do it? Increase the height. Put it in the narrow and long high jar.
For
Okay.
example, can we say that the static blood pressure is like 80?
Sorry.
Static blood pressure. It's like 80?
No, static pressure. No. This is the other thing I will touch. 18. No, don't go at once. Let's be step by step. Therefore, if you want to increase this static pressure, we can make it narrow and tight, and due to the increase in the high pressure, higher level of the static pressure will increase. The existence of the water, the blood in our blood vessel has the static pressure. The existence of the blood in our blood vessel have the same of the existence static pressure. Which by if you want to increase the static pressure, we can tighten our blood vessel, and that's why blood static pressure would be increased. Okay. Therefore, we have two ways for increasing the static pressure. One, adding to that. Two, making its place tighter to increase the height and increase the blood flow. This is the static pressure. Dynamic pressure is the pressure which is acting in the static pressure. Dynamic pressure is the pressure which is acting in the static pressure. And the dynamic pressure is calculated with how about the rho way do velocity plus. Dear friends, actually, the dynamic pressure acting on the static pressure, and total pressure is sum of the static and dynamic pressure. Actually, the static pressure, the total pressure is the sum of the static and dynamic pressure. And dynamic pressure acting as static pressure. And also, I told you, total pressure is sum of these two. The heart is pumping the static pressure, which is the blood. And also, a static pressure, when the dynamic pressure acts on the static pressure, change the direction of the static pressure to the dynamic pressure. You have seen the boats in here. The boat is static pressure. When it stops, half of the boat in the water. When motor is working, when it's going, increasing the speed, what happens?
dynamic pressure increases.
Goes up to the water and like this. What happened to the static pressure?
It increases.
The gravity doesn't change. You go to here, 50 meters that side. The static pressure changed direction to the dynamic pressure. And the total pressure is the sum of the static and dynamic. Therefore, for having enough dynamic pressure, total pressure, we need to have enough static pressure, and we have to need enough dynamic pressure. Let me give you an example to you. Suppose you are the man who that threw the stones in the athleticism, putting his stone here and rotating and push it. Okay? This man threw it away. This is stone for 50 meters. Okay? This powerful man threw it 2 kilograms. If you give it to you, okay, instead of that stone, take this woolen wool, cotton wool. I gave him a cotton wool. How much can it throw it? 50 meters? No, not more than 2-3 meters. Why?
Because the speed is low.
There is static pressure, there is no static pressure enough. When the static pressure is now, the poverty of this will go up. You see that the power of the dynamic pressure acts on the static pressure. If you have the proper static pressure, you will have total increase the total pressure. If you don't have enough static pressure, you will not have enough dynamic pressure. Therefore, you have the cooler water